Is anybody, are people here yet? Yes, I'm trying to keep on top of things. Hang on, guys. Let's see. Got to do this. All messages so I can see what y'all are doing. Guys, please use 3 uppercase Q's when you want me to read your, or a super thanks donation when you want me to read your actual comment or whatever. Whoops. I got a tip. Don't touch the phone part. Touch the tripod part. There we go. And what else is happening? Oh, is Catherine here? I just saw her name. I thought Catherine would be at church this morning. Okay, I'm putting you this way, and I'll see your names to say hi in a minute, because I'm working on making a second coffee. Yes, I decided to drink some coffee again. Y'all know I go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And no, I didn't get my hair done the way I wanted it. I had it braided earlier, and I went outside. You probably can't hear me, but it was braided. I went outdoors. The wind blew it around really badly, and I just grabbed a scrunchie and stuck it up in the air. Stuck it up in a messy bun. So, like I've been trying to do the last few weeks, I'm opening an avocado. But like I've been trying to do the last few weeks, we're going to try to stick to about an hour. And if we get into a conversation and it goes longer, that's the way it works. Because we're pretty real out here. Forget the authentic word for the moment. We understand authentic is a thing. But this is pretty much real life in my world. And some of you guys who have been around a long time and have followed me a long time, this is kosher salt. I'm putting it on the avocado like that because I am. It's what I'm doing. Salt is not bad for us people. Neither are fats. But I've learned some stuff. We're going to talk about it in a few minutes. I'm trying to get my hot water so I can have this cup of coffee and sit with you all for a few minutes. And in case y'all don't know, yes, we got to go over the baby kitty thing. There's cat hair everywhere in my cabin right now. And it feels tight. And you want to go out? It feels tight to me in here and a little cluttered. Okay? But BK, Bobby Kitty, or whatever her name is, BK Kitty, Mama Kitty, had 3 kittens 2 weeks ago on Friday. It was a Friday they were born. Their little ears are starting to pop up. She's outdoors right now. So while I'm waiting on that hot water, let's look at kitties first. Okay? And it's possible my son or his wife might come out this morning because they're looking for kitty pictures. And man, they're giving me there's a bunch of people giving me a hard time for, I want one of the kitties. Y'all have to get in line behind me. And there's only 3. So let's hold off a minute before we make any decisions. All right, let me tip this down. This is why it feels crowded. Besides the fact that my health is better, but feeling weird. Anyway, for Wendy, a number of years ago, it was at Walmart for like $20. And it's starting to wear pretty bad. But the kittens and the cat living in here, okay? And it's in the middle of the floor. Well, it's as big as my new trampoline is, so it takes all the space. So let's do like that. And I'm going to come around. See? Well, you can't see that part. I have to squeeze between this and that, between the trash bag and not dump it, right? But the top unzips. Y'all going to get a little picture, a little view of the new baby kitties. And no, I have no idea which cat is which. You'll see why in a few minutes. Or kitten is which. I'm trying not to get the cat hair. BK is so fluffy. Just saying. She is very, very fluffy. So let's see. Hi, baby kitties. I'm going to disturb you guys. I know. Okay. They're so clean. And they're so pretty. And this one has a little white underneath his chin. Can you see it? Yeah. His, her, I don't know. But their eyes aren't open yet, guys. So, but I can handle them. She lets me. She got kind of nervous with Wendy the other day. Wendy was helping groom them and wash them and laying down with them. And they were trying to nurse on Wendy and whatever. And BK was accepting that. And then one day she stopped. Well, no, it was all happened in one day. So she's not allowing it anymore. So I'm just keeping Wendy off to the side. So that's... Okay. And it always seems that there's one of these kitties. So here's another one. And this one... a little white on his foot, her foot, whatever. Oh, this one's got little open eyes today. He's got white underneath where my finger is. I see a little bit of white there. His eyes are open today. Oh, and I can't tell if they're going to have the same extra toes that BK Mama Kitty has. I can't tell. So there's a second one. And okay, wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. Hold on. Did I already show them you? I think I already showed them you. I think it's you I didn't show them. Yeah, Mama will be coming pretty soon, but she's outdoors. Okay, and here's the third one. This one feels littler. I'm not weighing them or anything, okay? Yes, they're going to be furry like Mama is. Let me check. Yep, white underneath. Everybody's got white underneath their chins. And this one, eye's not open yet. Okay, so that's the three kitties. I thought when they were first born that they might have stripes in their black fur. I can't tell. We're just gonna, okay, so I'm gonna zip this up and they're cuddling back in the blankie. And hopefully they calm down. I'm not gonna open the door kitty yet for BK yet. And I'll be right with you guys where I can read your messages. Now you'll see me squeeze between the corner of this kitchenette and the side of the playpen. It's about a foot, so I gotta wiggle. But the water's hot, and since I've wanted coffee, I've been putting kosher gelatin and coconut MCT oil in the coffee. All right. And making the coffee with, it was instant coffee. I'm using not any special brand, and I'm making it with 3 times the water it's supposed to have for a cup of coffee. But it's what I'm doing. And yes, those of you who know me know I'm allergic to propane. Yes, I really like these Sturdo, what are they called? Well, these are cans with a wick on the top. I really like these. I like the jellied ones too. There's different temperatures that I can maneuver using each one. This one, though, a can will last me about a week if it's all I'm using for cooking. If I'm using the charcoal out on the back patio with the cob, what's it called? The cob grill, then I get quite a bit more time out of it. Okay. And I think I want a bite out of the avocado, but I'm not going to eat all my breakfast in front of you because it's not necessary today. I'm not that hungry. But I'm going to eat a bite. And then after we're done, I'll eat one of these with that avocado. But I should be fine with this. All right, put this here and let me walk around the back. I gotta crack the back door open so Mama Kitty can get in if she wants to. And then come back close to your... I do feel, I told you, I feel kind of cluttered up in here. But I am working on a number of projects. Yeah, projects. As well as dealing with kittens and my own self and my own health and the fact that I gave away couple $100 worth of groceries because I can't eat them. Well, I say that. Who knows if it was a couple $100 or not really. All right, pull it. Okay, pull myself a little bit together. There we go. All right. Whew. Yeah, so it appears that all 3 kitties have got a little white thing under their chin. That's kind of cool. They all look so much alike. One of them's a little bit smaller. And it's funny, there has been a few times when I look inside the playpen and there's one off by itself and everybody else is together. And I've tried to kind of put it back in. I don't know. I don't know whether I'm doing the right thing. I never had kittens born around me before. So for me, this was a first. Okay, drink. I am taking a drink. Oh, that's lovely. Coffee, MCT oil, powdered MCT oil that I bought off Amazon, and kosher gelatin. This is going to change. We'll talk about my health and stuff in a little bit and all those little updates that we kind of do. If you guys have questions, comments about round the world travel, about nomadic or van life stuff, or SUV RVing, as Tristan says, living in SUVs or small cars, you have any questions or comments, or you're wondering about how somebody who used to only live on the road or traveling with only a backpack, I really prefer one bag life. There's a Sven out in YouTube land that is it has a YouTube channel that is like One Bag Life or something like that. Um, yeah, I follow some of these people. um, Eva, um, uh, or Ava. No, it's Eva. Um, okay, anyways. All there's a lot of these people I actually know in real life. And it's because even though I'm older, I'm still an adventurer and I do not like sitting still. And I've had some of the worst things that have ever happened have happened. You know, you get sick, you break a leg, okay, I haven't broken a leg, okay, I broke a finger once, but you know, you break a bone, you get sick, you get diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, you realize you're allergic to like the world, or your engine blows in your vehicle that you were living in, or you get kind of not really well, kind of abused by mechanics because you're living in your vehicle, or they just aren't doing as great a job as you were hoping they were going to do, or how many other things can happen in life. And maybe, like me, a piece of property came into my hands. I did pay for it, I did buy it. But I wasn't planning on having a home base and traveling, but it's happened and I actually enjoy it and love it. And now I'm learning how to be a better friend and have better friends. And so I put more energy into people who are willing to put a little energy into me. And but any questions you have about anything? Yes, my cabin is in Apache County. No, I'm not going to tell you where it is exactly because you don't get to come here without an invite. Um, but I have 67 years on this earth worth of experience, and experience that's personal that I learned myself, as well as stuff that I have gathered and learned from other people. I tend to think that it's really important to learn from our elders. And so when an older person talks about something, I pay attention. Now, if I find out they're just a drop down dead drunk, well, I'm probably not listening as careful. But sometimes there's a little truth in everything. And including, have you ever heard the saying, used to be a common saying, that in every joke there's a little truth? Well, that's true. Okay. Also, I still am only using my Android cell phone, and I have a visible account. I gave up my free government phone a long time ago. So I only have this one phone number now. I used to have a Google Voice number. It was, when I started, it was Grand Central. Then Google bought them out. But they took that old number, that 347 number, they took that away from me 2 years ago. So I only have the one number through Visible on this one phone. I do everything on this phone. It is not the best solution for a content creator to do that any longer, because the powers that be, like YouTube, is starting to prefer, if you're going to only be on a phone, that you're on an Apple device. And would I switch? If it came right, I would. I thought this month that I was going to, April, that I was going to buy Starlink because the price had come down, for at least for the cabin, right? I really wanted the mini so I could travel with it. But some other things came up. A neighbor needed some income and had done a job for work owning a company before, that was something I needed done. And so rather than buy Starlink, I hired a neighbor friend to paint the cabin and the shower house inside and out. And so that's taken all the money for this month and a little bit from next month. Next month, I will be doing Chevy Tracker travels with SimplyLesa. But Chevy Tracker travels, we will be going to Flagstaff for the Overland Expo West event. And then after that, the weekend after, we will be going to Zookie-Palooza. And I'm saying Wendy will go with me. BK Kitty, I've got somebody coming Tuesday to start helping me get the catio straight or more finished so that the BK Mama Kitty and the baby kitties soon can move out to the catio, which is actually on the south side of the shower house. So we're going to be expanding that a little bit, making it more comfortable, having a little straw beds and a door that closes down with litter boxes, because they're going to have to learn how. And until they get old enough to explore outside, I need them to be protected. And anyway, so that will be coming up. Let me now go back. I just saw the clothes blowing on the clothesline. I put them out. I went to a neighbor friend's house and borrowed their washing machine the other day, but I didn't want to use their dryer. So I wanted them hanging on the clothesline. So they're on the clothesline still because yesterday was Sabbath and I took a good restful Sabbath yesterday. I have done 2 more restful Sabbaths. I used to do better at that than I have lately, but it changes, life changes. Yes, for any of you who didn't know, yes, we cut about say 18 inches off of my hair, off the length of my hair. We did. I did that when I was down visiting friends in Quartzsite. All right, let me go check what y'all are saying. And you'll see some new posts from me that are going to be sharing some information that I'm starting to really pay attention better to. Information that is health related. Now, a lot of you already know I share that stuff, but I have had, thank you. Let me say this first. Thank you so much for all your prayers about my health and support, and especially those of you who have been praying for my guidance as I try to maneuver this odd health issue I've been given. And I feel like I just tripped over something really big and similar. And so, yes, continued prayers, but thank you as well. So I'm bringing the phone closer, just so you know, so I can read the comments, and I'm going back. So you guys remember, I'm looking for 3 uppercase Qs. Those are the messages I'm going to read. Now, if I notice something or your name, I might say hi. And I see that 11 people are out here. We could have more people than that. But 11 people are out here, and we only have 6 thumbs up. I'd love to have more thumbs up, and I'd love to have you all become subscribers. And so if you're willing to become subscribers, then we can get our numbers up. We're already more than 7,500 followers, And up until this year, I had to be careful not to make any money off of YouTube. So, starting in January, I became old age Social Security, which changed that. So now I can make money, guys. So the more subscribers, the better. And a lot of people have just known me for a long time, but they didn't. They just never became subscribers. So Chevy Tracker Travels portion or section of our channel will continue at some point. I haven't done anything with it right now because I've just been really busy. 2 weeks of kitten stuff and not feeling well and not having, anyways, you know, it's stuff. Life gets in the way sometimes. Life's a roller coaster. All right. So I see that Beth was around, Homestead and Nomads. James. Good morning, Miss Lesa. Hey, James, with a little flower. Beth said, good morning, Lisa. James said, driving today. Cool. I sent you that information, James. I'm pretty sure you got it. Beth saying, welcome, viewers. And she's waving. Please start all comments or questions for Lisa to see and read with the letters QQQ. Thumbs up, smileys, thanks, and more thumbs up. And then I see Catherine's name. And Iris. Good morning, everyone, from Iris. And she has a sunshine and a sunflower, I think that is. That's great. And then Beth saying ads with a sad face. Sorry, I don't know what to do about the ads at this point in time. I need to do some research on that. But for Lisa, I need to have my brain and my space clear enough so I can think about those things. And by the way, I was thinking this morning that I probably will take the phone out and get some video, and I'll have to edit it because the phone won't stay on for very long. So there'll be pieces to put together. But I'm cleaning out my composting toilet system with a shovel and a wheelbarrow and getting ready to install the new urine separator devices in those. And so probably need to do some videos of that because the other videos in the world of Apache County things, that other person, Frugal Off Grid, does not have urine separators on his, but he's a guy. And if I don't have a urine separator on mine, they don't work as good. But also, if I have company, it's a real problem. So we'll be working on that. Okay. And Homestead and Nomads saying, too many ads. Okay. Beth, ads are a pain. Okay. Ads can't see Lisa. Okay, James. Liana, I see your name. Good morning. Iris saying, you look healthy and happy, Lisa. Generally, yes. I get so puzzled with the health things off and on, but I got what's the word I want? I got a burst of energy with a new understanding that maybe I'm not the only one in the world having the problem I'm having. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Catherine Cook, Lisa, general conference from Salt Lake last Sunday. Yeah, I was aware of that. I just, for some reason, I was thinking you might be at church today. And then, okay, you guys saying hello to each other. Anything more? Whoops. Yep, there's more. Wait a minute. Oh, Kitty, come around back. Kitty's climbing the front porch. Wait a minute. I missed something. Go back. Oh, yeah, go way back. I missed something somewhere. Okay, wait a minute. I saw James said he was driving. I saw that one. I went too far. The ads thing. Okay. 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 Got that one. We read that one. Oh. And then Iris has got an emoji with all the hearts and the love. And then Catherine said, "Are the eyes open yet?" One of them's eyes are open, but the other two, their eyes aren't open yet. And Catherine said, "So cool, eyes open." Just on that one. Jenny, the older one, and that's an interesting name. I'm not reading your comment because it doesn't have uppercase Q's and because the first sentence didn't make sense to me, so I'm moving on. But you didn't have Q's anyways. Beth, no leg breaking, please. No bone breaking of any kind, praying. Yeah, me either, yeah. Bernie, hello, Lesa, my people. Hey, Bernie, we're so glad you're here. Catherine saying it's windy here too. Our second day of wind. Yeah, we'll have wind for a few days this week. It's a spring and fall thing. March, April, May can be spring. Fall can be September, October, but by Thanksgiving we could have snow. Okay, wait a minute. I'm trying to set you guys down. Wendy's scratching on the front door. Hold on. Hang on, Wendy, I'm coming. Here we go. Here you go. Come on in. Oh, Kitty too. Look at the two. Whoa. Wow. The wind caught that, didn't it, Kitty? You are not. Oh, you going out back? We're not moving kitties today. No, we're not moving kitties. So, Wendy, no. Wendy! No. Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. I have to move the coffee. Here. Look, before Mama. Kitty. Come on, Kitty. I know I'm chasing her out. Okay. Whew. That was a thing, wasn't it, people? All right. Oh, good Lord. Okay, there's BK. And, okay. They blew in like a whirlwind, running and jumping. And all right. Can you see them? There they are. But Wendy was like, "I'm going in to wash kitty booties." No, you gotta wait. Wait, please. Leave it, please. Okay? You're a good girl. You're a very good girl. And Mama Kitty is a good kitty, too. All right. Let's get you guys back settled here. You see? This is what my days have been like for 2 weeks. And Kitty's eyes are opening, so pretty soon it'll be 3 little monsters. Okay, they won't be monsters. And I'm so grateful I have that playpad. That's so helpful. Okay, second day of wind was what Catherine was saying. Iris is saying, prayer request, please. Tuesday is my ER follow-up with my NP. I can only walk with a walker and hips. Sciatica, very painful. Oh, I'm so sorry, Iris. Come on this way and just look. Look or watch. No, just watch. Just watch. Good girl. Good girl. They're all under the blankie. I'm so sorry, Iris. Yeah, we'll pray about that. Absolutely. Wow. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so hard. I've been paralyzed 4 times, okay? It's incredibly hard, and especially when you don't know why. It's different if you like fell off a bike and you can't walk because you hurt a muscle. You know what happened. But when you don't really know why. And then you go to doctors or hospitals and they test and test and test, and you still don't know why. Or you got to wait 3 months to see somebody again, and they see you for 5 minutes. And it's like, how am I ever supposed to get better when something like that happens? That's just incredibly difficult. Beyond incredibly difficult, okay? I understand. Wendy, it's okay. Let her fix them. She needs to do it today. Okay? When they get a little more, maybe soon you'll be able to help. Because she didn't get upset by you then, but let's just keep it calm for now, okay? You're such a good girl, I guess I should call her an auntie, the dog, but she's such a good girl and she does so good with the kittens. But we have to let BK do her thing first. A little bit longer. All right. I'm going to get tired of a second cup of coffee from the sounds of it. Okay, so prayer request. Looking for 3 uppercase Q's in front of things. Iris, when you were unable to walk, was it painful? What helped you recover? Mine was not painful. It was immediate. I'm walking along and all of a sudden I took a step and I'm on the ground. Like I didn't even know I was going to fall. I just fell. And it's scary as crap. So I didn't really have pain, but I couldn't figure out what to do. And it wasn't like I couldn't feel my leg or something like that, like I've heard other people talk about. What I realized, though, was I just had to wait until I told my foot to move and it would move. I just had to wait. So I just would continually, I couldn't twice. Now it's been 4 times, but 2 of the times I couldn't sit up. So even after I got settled, laying in a bed, I couldn't get up to go to the bathroom. I couldn't move. I couldn't roll over. No, that's not true. It was 3 times. I could only move my eyeballs. It was more than 24 hours. And it was like somebody came in the room, they said something to me. I couldn't respond to them. I couldn't talk. I couldn't anything. And so once we figured out that my eyeballs would move, they were like, okay, your eyeballs move. Try moving your eyeballs toward the door, then try moving them the other way. And it worked. And they said, okay, the door is yes, the other side's no. And I'll start asking questions. Do you know what happened? No. So my eyes helped me communicate. In one case, that was in Costa Rica, up on a coffee plantation, up 45-minute hike up a mountain. That was 3 days, 4 days, that only my eyeballs. The time it happened here at the cabin, people were here. Some of them saw me come out the door and fall, and they got in their cars and drove away. And so I was left here by myself on the ground. And it took me 24 hours to get myself back into the old trailer that was here at the time. And there wasn't pain, but I didn't know what to do, and I was scared. But I had Ozzy at the time, and it was before Ozzy passed. And I just prayed a lot. And I kept trying to move anything. And I knew from past that maybe my eyeballs were moving. And so I was like, well, even if nobody's here, I'm going to keep moving my eyeballs because I don't want them to stop working. Now, that might seem silly, but it's the way my thoughts went. And so, as long as my eyeballs would move, then it was like, well, I wonder if I can wiggle my nose. Well, I think I'm wiggling my nose, but I can't tell. Okay, so would my mouth work? Can I say something? Well, I think I'm saying something, but I can't hear me, so I don't know. Um, and then I just continued to, this was happening to me when Bob called to me about getting down to Quartzsite for the Nomadland movie. That's what I was going through. And I couldn't get there on my own, so I wasn't in the movie. Okay. And some of them never checked on me to find out. And they never sent anybody to come drive me down. Because after I was able to speak, I called them back and I said, can you send somebody? I got a vehicle. I could be in the movie. Nobody ever came. Nobody ever called me back. So it just didn't happen. So I have to say, I think God didn't want it. Maybe I would have got too proud. I don't know. Whatever. Who knows? Um, oh, I got to show you this. Okay, picking up the whole tripod, guys. I got to turn around because the babies. Yes, it's a you have to see through the screen part, but they're crawling on mama. There they are. All three of them together this time. Sometimes they get that one separated, but not this time. So, um, I hope that helps a little bit, Iris. It's just, I'm always reminded in my life. In fact, I even have a note right up there on that mirror. Um, do the thing that's in front of you right now, and then the next thing will show up. And so when I was paralyzed in that severe a situation, it's like, well, if my eyeballs might move, let's keep moving them. And then, well, I wonder if I can move my finger. Well, it takes a day before your finger moves or 2 days or whatever. But then you start moving the thing that moves and just keep that thing moving. That's how I dealt with it. That's what I had to do. So, okay, let's see what else is getting said. I got to read you guys' comments again. So, I think the fact that I just in my mind always keep making the decision, and I've been doing some trauma therapy lately as well. Um, And I realized that I learned very young that if someone else is doing something to you and they believe something, whether it's true or not true is not even the point. But there are times when all you can do is wait for the situation to change. And you can't do anything to change the situation. And so, in those moments of life and everything else, do the first thing that's in front of you to do. Whether it's the thing you wake up just knowing that you're being led to call so and so, or move that finger, or wiggle your eyes, even if you can't wiggle your feet. Do the thing that's in front of you. Whenever the change comes, you'll do the next thing. And so I just get reminded, I'm going to do the next thing that I can see to do when I can see to do it. Does that's English. That should make sense to another person, I think. But I've just learned that. And I learned it through the traumas I was put through as a child. of being told that I was lying when I had made the decision to not lie because I watched my brother. It was my brother. I only have one brother. Okay. It was my brother that I watched lie his way out of a situation. He probably was like less than 7 years old. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. I never thought about lying to get out of something. But then I thought about it a little while and I decided, nope, not going to do that because my dad had told me how important it was to be honest. So I decided not to lie. And so some of what I went through was because I wasn't willing to not lie, even though I'm being told that I'm lying when I know I'm not. Okay. And the person that was doing the abusive things, I never once ever heard them even question, well, I wonder if the reason why she's just doing this for hours and hours and hours, I wonder if she's telling the truth. It's like it never occurred to that person. And so there's nothing I could do about that. That's the other person having their experience. And we have to let them do what they're doing. And so whether it's another person or it's, the not good side of the world's stuff, the Satan side of things. Sometimes God, like in Job, God allowed Satan. He gave Satan permission to do things to Job and to test Job. And I'm not saying I'm like Job, but I'm saying I can learn from that example because I'm human too. And no, I don't think I'm that special because I'm human. Okay. But like the great creator did with Job in his story that we're given, he allowed Satan to test Job and to do things that affected Job that Job didn't have any control over. And so it was a test. And sometimes God allows things and we don't know why. And so I've been given stuff that I thought, well, if I do this thing right and I pray like this and I get my friends to pray for me, this stuff will go away. It's not, well, that's not what God had planned. So I switched my prayer to, I don't understand what your will is. And I hope that you will help me bring my will into alignment with yours. But I can't see what you're doing. So, because I don't understand it, I'm not spirit. I'm not God. I'm not you. And even though I am your daughter and you've promised me this, that, and the other, I don't know when you promised to give me the great health. Maybe it's when I'm on the other side. So, or whatever. So, I hope that's helpful, Iris, because it's hard. And I feel for you, but it is hard. Okay. Beth saying, no, ads are good. Just don't start your talking. Please, until ads are done, you can't be heard. Oh. So some of what I've said this morning, you'll have to go back to hear in a replay, maybe? I don't know the answer. Beth saying, Bernie, some viewers have ads at the start of the live. Ads generate money for Lesa. Okay. Beth saying, thinking, you showed 2 with eyes open. Did I? I thought I only showed 1 with eyes open. I guess probably the very first one, I wasn't looking at the eyes. The second one, I knew for sure. Okay. Beth saying, kitty emojis and some with love eyes. Welcome to the family circus with laughs and something else. Yeah. Yeah. And then Beth is saying, Aunt Wendy. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not quite sure what to call her. Uh, Beth is saying, Iris, yes, prayers. James has been driving through Donner Pass. Oh my goodness, Donner Pass is serious. And there has been snow, which, yes, it's serious. Even without snow, it's serious. And he drives super loads over 100 feet long, normal 70 feet, and over 150,000 pounds, normal 80,000. Please pray a lot for James driving. James, by the way, is Beth's husband. So I hope that's okay that I told everybody, but I think most of you guys knew that. Oh, I'm noticing between Bernie and Iris some information about like Epsom salt baths and stuff like that. Um, that never helped me. Okay. But I do have one of the blue sticks from doTERRA. Some lady gave it to me when I was having my car fixed one time. And they're an expensive stick. But she said that she had MS and she used it on her leg, and I was having a weird, like muscular weird thing. I've used that stick before a couple of times on an owie spot, but when I'm having pain things, I would use Epsom salt. I even if nothing else, soak a washcloth in some Epsom salt warm water and just put it on the bottom of your foot while you're watching a movie or a video, and let it pull things out of you, or make a foot bath with some Epsom salt in it. I find that helps a whole lot. Sometimes when I'm bathing, now in my off-grid situation and travel, bathing is very clean and neat, but it sometimes looks different than a shower. Okay, a shower is like a waterfall that hits your head. That's not very natural, but I'm not saying it's not good. Okay. I mean, I like a shower just like everybody else, but often I can't manage that, especially in the winter at the cabin, because I'm allergic to propane. I've got to heat my water in a kettle. And so I use a thermos jug, a 5 gallon orange like construction thermos jug, and I put hot water in the thermos jug, and then I can drop down, okay, hot water with cold water so it's warm water. Okay, and then I put the submergible pump with the shower head that we often use in the van life world for baths, put that pump down in when I'm ready to take a shower, but I often have to be in a space where the air's not too cold. And if that's not working well for me, depending on the weather, then I'll just get a nice bowl and put the warm water in there and a washcloth, and I'll put a towel on the floor and do what in history was called a PTA bath, or there's other names for it, but just a washcloth and a bowl of water and wash yourself up. And you can be very clean and neat, and you know, washing your hair is a little harder during those times of the year for me because I've always had really long hair. My hair grows very easily, and probably because of how my diet basically has been homemade whole foods most of my life. Okay. There may have been 1 or 2 years or 3 years when I dabbled with standard American diet, but it never worked for me. I've always gotten sick on regular food. So, okay. So, all right. And for more messages again. Iris. Exactly, Lesa. I went to new patient appointment with NP 324 in the morning. By the afternoon, I begged for a wheelchair to get inside. Sciatica, spent the night in the parking lot, begged for a wheelchair when I woke up in pain. Yeah, I can imagine. Uh, I am allergic to cayenne pepper. So I can't, I saw Bernie mention it. It works for some people. But if you're allergic to weird things, just remember, I just learned something. We'll get into that in a little bit. But I just learned something. I'm not the only one, but I thought I was the only one. Who's allergic to lettuce, right? Who's allergic to cayenne pepper? Who's allergic to ginger, right? I mean, that's my life. Green peppers, green beans, lentils, all legumes. We'll get into it in a few minutes. All right. Looking for. Okay, there we go. Beth saying, thank you, Iris, for the prayers. I worry about him all the time. Those super loads are dangerous. They are. And for James to be going, James, we appreciate you because I don't know what you're carrying for a load. It might be gasoline for all we know. But I'm sure that people need whatever it is you're hauling, wherever it is you're hauling it from and to, but or to and from. But wow, that's scary going through a snowstorm through Donner Pass with that big a load. Oh, be careful, man. Please be careful. Your family needs you when you get those chances to be home. Iris is saying, thank you, Lesa. I'm very blessed to have little one, 17 in February, yes, that needs out of our minivan. I get exercise lifting the walker in and out, plus walking her a little further daily. And yes, Iris, that's another thing that I do is just every time I have to do a repeat, I try to do just that turtle step more than the last time I did it. So, for example, when I had the walker recently, when I buggered up my knee, the first time I used the walker, I could walk like 3 steps. So the next time I did it, I made myself do 4 steps. That's exactly what you're saying. Turtle step your way through it because baby steps are too big. Beth. Being not believed or punished for telling the truth sucks. Yes. And the therapist and other people along my lifetime of stuff of working on my health and my being a better human being have said that unfortunately, well, fortunately or unfortunately, whatever, doesn't matter. Let's skip the fortunately thing or unfortunately comment. Um, they have said that when you're being punished for the truth, that's serious abuse and it's the kind of abuse that happens in concentration camps. And there was another word for it. Um, the word's escaping me right now, but it's more saying no wonder you have compounded trauma and no wonder you're always questioning yourself because like I've told them many times, it's not like I had this loving whatever thing in my life where I can go back and remember what it was like before this thing happened to me. Wasn't like that. This happened to me from day one. So and maybe it wasn't being told I was a liar from day one, but I wasn't wanted, and it was very common knowledge. So, and maybe my sisters and brother had similar stuff. I have no idea. We're not close because once I had to get away from that, I had to get away from all of it because it's just not healthy. And yeah, I have a little contact with the family off and on, but not much. Um, uh, Bernie saying, I understand totally. At age 14, I made a promise not to lie, and it's been 50 years now. Yeah. And like I bet you've had this happen too, Bernie. There are times when you go to say something and you go, wait a minute, am I telling that right? Or is it my opinion? Or is it, I think I remember it like that? And did I do it? And then you correct yourself but it's, yeah, I get it, Bernie. I get it too. All right. And then Beth said, yes, your words can be heard on the replay. Ads will come up on the replay, but replay will have the audio. Cool. Thumbs up to that. Okay, great. Then Beth again. Yes, James is my new husband after being a widow almost 20 years. And you're so blessed. And James seems to be such a loving, caring, kind person. I'm so glad he's joined us on here, even if he's just driving and listening. Um, and then Bernie, great information, Lesa. Thank you for that on pain with prayers. Thank you, Bernie. Beth saying super loads are usually heavy equipment, but he also wait, but also he takes things like generators. He got one to San Francisco just hours before the city lost power. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Okay. And then Beth again, I'm currently trying to get an advocate for my 16-year-old stepdaughter. Her mother is mentally abusive, toxic, narcissistic. Yeah, I can imagine. And it would be in my humble opinion, as they say online, it would be my humble opinion that perhaps at least one of my parents might have been narcissistic as well. But I can't say for sure. And I don't want to offend any family members that could be watching today. Um, but it's possible. So, whoops. I changed the angle of the phone. Sorry. That doesn't help y'all. It helps me, but it didn't help y'all. And Beth, I am so very blessed. Prayers. God sent my absolute soulmate. That's just fantastic. Utterly, wonderfully fantastic. All right. So y'all got a little update on Kitty's situation. And BK Mama Kitty, whatever, and her running around. I'm blessed, so blessed, that I had bought this kind of collapsible cat carrier. And Wendy knows how to be in one. I can put her in one of those. Okay, that buffered for a minute. Or I can close the door. Okay, that buffered for a minute. Or I can close the door if the people in the store are nervous about her. But if the car is too hot, I can use that for Wendy as well. But when I got those, they came in a 2-pack. They fold really tiny, but they came in a 2-pack for $13. And I had ordered them tan so they wouldn't have the kitty pictures on them. Well, they didn't come that way. And then I had picked up this doggy pen, is a common doggy playpen thing, at a Walmart for $20 one time. And so when Wendy and I camp, I take that with me. Well, now the second one of those cat carriers is inside the playpen, along with a $4 fleece blanket from Dollar General. A blanket thing is the camp blanket. So blessed. On the kitty side of things. And one more thing, because I thought I was going to take Kitty traveling, I had bought a travel litter box. Never used it. So that's set up already for the cats to use when the kitties start using litter. And it can go in the playboard too, is when they're a little older and the weather's a little warmer at nighttime. Then we can take the whole playpen and put it on the back patio, the screened porch. And then they'll be able to start being more active out there in the playpen. And at that time, I'll put the litter box in the playpen and I'll make sure there's water in there so they can start drinking water. And yes, in a shallow bowl. I don't want somebody like having an accident. But you get what I'm saying. So, uh, Beth, I just saw that. Um, uh, when I move the phone, it buffers. Give it a minute. I've been doing that. When I see that it's buffering, I stop talking and I'm like, okay, hold on. And then I finish the sentence. Um, so, so that's the plan with the kitties. And Tuesday, a neighbor is coming. He wants to earn some gas money, and he's going to help me with some more construction to make the catio even better as I'm also emptying the composting toilets and improving the shower house so that the girl who's painting the cabin can paint the inside as well as the outside. And then I'm pretty much deciding that I'm going to move the small IBC water tote somewhere, and that I'm going to use the space where it lives now for the new shower space, which I will build differently so it's more comfortable year round. And I'm hoping when I do that to also put a partial, when I do the roof on that part, it'll only be about, it's either 4 or 5 feet square. But I also want to make one section of the metal roof on the new shower part clear so it has lots of sunshine and stuff. Okay, so that's that subject. I often try to let you guys know. Beth is saying the cutest thing is when the little kittens start using the litter box. They look so serious. Oh, that's cool. And then Beth is also saying, I notice you seem to be pausing during the buffering. I am, yep. Okay, so I usually try to give you updates on 3 things, but now we have kitties, so it gets bigger. I try to give you updates on projects, travel, finances, health. And now, okay, so more. So now kitties, and Wendy, because, well, okay, so the pets. I don't remember what else. Okay. Sometimes I give you spiritual updates too, but I don't make a big deal out of that. So, all right, let me so you got kitties. Sometimes I give you updates on what I'm studying and researching and stuff like that, or things that are just like heavy on my mind. Okay. Oh, be sure, guys, that when you get a chance, that you're checking out the posts that I post on YouTube. They're more blog style, written with little pictures when I can do pictures, or they're where I'm sharing stuff from other people's YouTube channels. So projects here at home, we're not going to talk much about the painting right now because it's painting. It's costing me money, yes. I hired another nomad who used to live in a school bus, who lives close up here, but every winter goes to Quartzsite. Okay? Her husband, partner, unexpectedly passed away a year ago this past week. And he was somebody I knew, and I had hired him to do something here. He was in one of my past videos. Anyway, pray for her that this is a challenging time for her, but she needed some income, and I knew what she used to do for work, so I asked if she would be interested, but told her, you got to understand, I'm on disability. I mean, I'm on, sorry, I used to be disability. I'm on old age Social Security, and I only get $1,000 a month. And so I have a limited amount of money for a project. But if we can stretch it out, or I can help you a little at a time, but we get the project done, I'm willing to pay you X amount to do this job. And I asked her if she wanted to name a price first, or if she wanted me to tell her what I feel I should pay for this. And she said, well, I could give you a price, but let's hear what you heard. You know how that goes, negotiation. And I said, well, if it's not enough, I don't know how we'll negotiate it. And she said, I said, look, I know I got to pay for the supplies. So that's rate up. I got to pay for supplies. And she goes, no, you're right. And so I said a number, and she goes, absolutely, we'll do it for that amount. Yes, we can stretch it out if we need to, but here's what my first big need was. And so the first thing I did for her was I went out and I cleaned out the pantry and gave her a whole mess of groceries that I'm allergic to. We'll talk about that. That's still coming. I haven't forgotten that, because that's on my mind, and I think I have found something that is falling in line with the direction I've been being led. Okay. So, so that's one project going on. Two projects. So, okay, we have the shower house, and Tuesday that guy's helping me with the catio shower house and the painting and stuff like that. And on the front porch, I have an already delivered, I got a deal. And no, I didn't give Beth a link on that one, but I got a deal on a lean-to shade thing that's made out of metal that you can bolt to something on the ground. And so when we get it a little more where I can put it together or start putting it together, then we'll have to see. I may want to put cement in the ground with bolts for it to bolt to, but I planned for it to be outside the 3 big window wall. And that will, it has a cloth, shade cloth, mesh tarp style roof that gets put on with bungee balls, which I think is very practical. So that'll give us a little shade on the window walls during the summer and provide us a little space where I think it would be a good spot to put table and chairs, like outdoor dining space. I'll have to do something to the sandy ground right there, but it will help with water runoff. Eventually, we'll do the gutters. I'm not ready for that yet because I can't afford to pay somebody to put the gutters on yet. But gutters are a future project. Okay, I found that lean-to shade thing for $120. It came so fast. The box was damaged horribly badly. I haven't even seen the inside of it, the pieces yet, to make sure they're all okay. They look okay. So I'll have to do something about. I have a section of my SimplyLesa channel that's called Simply Gear Reviews, or Simply Gear. I think I called it Simply Gear. And so that'll continue as we go along. Shure Microphones, and what's the other microphone company that's big? Two of them have asked me to do a gear review, but I answered their emails and I've never heard back from them. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's okay. It's okay. We'll do gear reviews for the companies when the time's right. I would love to work with Vargo titanium products, and I would love to work with GCI, which is the little uh, these little rocking chairs that I like with the what are they called, with the shocks on them. And my new kitchen thing is by GCI, the one on the back patio. Um, I would like to work with a couple other companies at some point in time. I just figured out through research how to charge per video for a gear review. So that will change some things. I don't know how to write a legal, like a contracty kind of thing. I need to find the lawyer that works with overlanders that wanted to teach me how, but I don't know how to find him. And I haven't found his business card. He used to have it. It should be here somewhere, but I haven't found it yet. That's a whole nother thing. But so on projects, I also have not finished landscaping, and I have not replanted the garden. We're getting quite a bit of rain, and I'm wondering, in my humble opinion, I would think that we're probably going to have a pretty good monsoon this year. So I think I should be prepared for a healthy monsoon. I don't know what that means. Right now, I don't know what that means. But monsoon in Apache County means rough roads and a lot of mud. And because our ground has clay, caliche, and Portland cement is in our ground. And that's why when you get into mud, it's not just mud. There are pockets of sugar sand and things like that, but if you drive through a mud puddle and then you try to drive on the sandy road, you'll just, like a snowball, just get more and more mud on your tires until your tires can't move. And so it's kind of rough on vehicles out here. And then of course we have wind. And when Catherine said something about wind earlier, expect, I always expect in September we'll have winds again. Okay. Um, I see that Beth said prayers for her, prayers. My second husband died of a heart attack in my arms 2 years after we had married. I understand sudden loss. Oh, yes. Oh, so you're talking about that. I, I'll call her M. And that way I will promote her in the community and elsewhere, but I want to make sure I'm doing it at the right time for her. And I told her I'd talk about it and I would do a video with her in it when she's ready. And she has a goal. She would like to own a business run by women, especially women who have been through abuse, who especially help other women in rural communities, especially in Apache County. Now, she didn't say she wouldn't take a really good, she'll take a job, okay? But like I told her, I kind of want to get my job a little further along before I start promoting her too much because I don't want her to get behind. And I don't want, I've had this happen to me before. It's nobody's fault. But that I promoted somebody and they went off and had to take the paying jobs. And then my job didn't get done. And then the person passed away and I had already paid them. And so there's nothing you could do in that situation. But I can learn from it and go, okay, hold up. I'm promoting you, and yes, you can take another job, but don't forget that I just paid you for more than you already did. And I need you to finish. And my big thing is a lot of the cabin, when it was built, is raw wood that never got painted. And so I'm making sure that it's done first because it's out in the weather and paint protects raw wood. So that's what I'm having her do first is protect the raw wood. And then we'll get the inside painted. That'll be about half of the money for the whole job. And so even if the painting the inside has to wait another month or so or two or whatever, um, right now the kittens are too small to disturb them, plus the smells of the paint and all of that kind of stuff. So we'll work around that, and she's willing to work with me. So, okay, so that's projects. Now, where do I go next? I think I'll leave finance to lead into health. So, okay, so we talked about projects, we talked about whether anything off grid, really, no. I did have kind of simply helping others thing happen this week. Somebody, it's very rare now that this happens, but heard a vehicle one day, and I was like, well, I know Wendy's starting to get excited and she's wanting to know if somebody's coming in, and I hear it, but then I hear it set off an alarm in the driveway, and I'm like, well, they're coming closer. Let me get my shoes on. Let me put on I always wear work shirts a lot, and I don't care if they're big. I'll buy them at a thrift store if they're 100% cotton or linen or whatever, right? Or wool. And so I just grab a work shirt and a pair of shoes, and I'm starting to head for the door. And I let Wendy out. She's just barking at near the fence, and I'm like, okay, ankle if you need to, you know. And then I realize they're trying to come in the driveway, so I walk out. And the person stops and gets out and is like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't come with a gun. And I'm like, okay, I don't have a gun. Okay. I'm not coming with a gun. And the person was completely lost trying to find their property and somehow ended up here. And I usually figure, because it's hard to find my place, I usually figure God sent them if they're here. So, I have this responsibility to like listen, pay attention, see what I can do to help. So I did. And so I'm friendly with this person who is new to the area, has a TBI, and had driven 30 hours and ended up at my gate. So we have texted. I told him where he could camp for free. Well, for free. It's a $15 permit for state trust land that's good for a year. And so he's camping on state trust land not far from here while he figures out, because he can't get to his property. But that also took quite a bit of my time this week trying to help him figure out. And I had a hunch that he can't get there from here, but it's worse than I thought, because I took him for a ride in the tracker thinking maybe I can help a little bit. Yeah, Horizon Ranches is putting new roads in really close to me. That's why I heard those machines. I didn't know why I was hearing them. And he's on a piece of state trust land where I've had trouble with hunters and people camping over there before. It's not that far from me, kind of kitty corner, but he said it's trashed up in there. There is garbage and trash, and he said, so I bought trash bags and I'm bagging up trash. It's the best I can do. So there's there's a blessing in that somehow, and at some point we'll figure out a way for somebody with a truck to help him get that trash out of there, or we'll find a way to get the state trusts people to bring a truck out and take the bagged up trash. That would be wonderful if we could do that. So I don't know how it's going to happen, but he's bagging it up. Thank you for him. His name's Matt. You could pray for him. His property is not able, he can't get to his property. One, his vehicle won't make it, so he needs prayers for his vehicle. He has a van with a good engine, but the body is shot, and the undercarriage is really rusty. And like he said, he came yesterday to visit, and he texted me first, just FYI. That's how it works. He texted me first, said he was coming, and when he got here, he said, well, first off, hi, but first off, I'm getting down to look. I heard a clunk on the way. And he goes, oh, yeah, I broke that. And I was like, okay, how bad is it? And he goes, well, I can still drive it, but I got to be careful and I should not get off road much. And I was like, okay. So he only gets 500 or 550 or something like that dollars a month. Okay. And he's got a TBI. He understands off grid. He was in the Upper Peninsula of, is it Michigan? His license plates are from Wisconsin. So I'm just saying he could use some prayers and the community could use some prayers from our area, because when new people come out like that, often they become a burden on the community. Now, I think Matt is smart enough and whatever else. I don't think he'll be a burden. I think he could be a blessing. But he's already decided that he's going to sell the lot he had bought before. And he's looking for a lot closer to the good county maintained roads or 191, the pavement. So pray for him, for all of his situation, and that he's blessed with property and all of that kind of stuff. So he gifted me a whole mess of seeds the other day. He evidently is used to growing foods in greenhouses. So he could be a blessing in that way too around here. So uh, what else? I don't know what else. He did not come with pets or animals. I think that would be hard for him in his current situation. And he evidently was a follower of Frugal Off Grid, John Hancock, when John first started his channel. So that's interesting and cool. Anyway, okay, so that's been another thing that has come up. I have notified the community coordinator that works on the community outreach side of the church at Witchwell and farmers market stuff. We have a person who has been designated as a community coordinator. We also had a family here lose everything they had in a fire recently, and the coordinator helped them to get clothing. He coordinated with the Red Cross, and the day after the fire, the Red Cross delivered a trailer. They got them truckloads of clothes and food. So as far as I understand it, that family's in pretty good shape, but pray for them anyways, because that's traumatic to lose your house trailer. Well, not house trailer, but travel trailer that you're living in to a fire. And things like propane tanks exploding, and it's scary crap. And they're kids. She has 7 kids. Pray for a blessing in her understanding as well, because her kids range from, I think it's 14 to like 4 months or something. Unprotected sex is a thing. And I'm not saying don't have kids. I don't mean that. Just, it's unfortunate that so much, yeah. I have to stop talking about that. I'm just saying, pray for that they have what they need, and for understanding and peace in their lives of somehow. I don't know what God's plan for these people or whatever. So I'm in touch with lots of these people, community coordinators, and I checked with people who install fences as a business for the community. They're rather pricey, but I asked them, because they'll talk to me, they won't talk to everybody. Hey, this lot that this person's hunting for, we really can't get to that, right? I'm not like making it up. And they were like, oh no, confirmed. Absolutely, you're right. You can let them know, they can't get there. There's sugar sand and there's no way in or out. Um, and so anyway, okay. So that's that extra piece. Now let me I didn't make my list like this, but okay, let me get back to. I think the next thing we ought to talk about Tracker because that's a project. So Chevy Tracker Travels, where's that going? Well, we know that I need to get ready for Overland Expo. Today is the 12th. Overland Expo starts May 15th through the 17th. So if you're going to go up and camp, buy your tickets. If you're going to go up day pass, buy your tickets. I will be camping in the Showcase DIY area. So I will be in the middle of, well, not in the middle, but in the show with other YouTubers and DIY people. My build always has been very simple. I did get my kitchen box. I haven't had a chance to work with it. I am a little concerned this month with my financial budget, but it's because I'm doing the painting and I bought groceries and then had to give them all away because I can't eat them. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Chevy Tracker Travels. So I've got to get my kitchen box ready. I checked the windows the last time it rained. There was a little water inside. I'm still watching that because it's coming from the windows, not coming from the roof. There's a drip from the roof, but it's not bad. I've got to get the roof painted. Tiny GPS had offered to do that for me in the general Flagstaff area before the event. I don't want to wait too long to connect with them and be ready. I don't want to go up there, paint the roof, and a week later be at Expo. That doesn't feel comfortable. So they were in Yuma this week. I think they said they're supposed to be somewhere else north of there by Tuesday, but I don't know what that means. So right now, just a deep breath on that. I have to figure it out. But I'm going to spend a little more energy getting the kitchen box together so that it's pretty to show off. And I've got quite a rattle in my back door. I have to figure that out. But so if I concentrate on the kitchen box and cleaning the tracker the best I can, and I need to stitch a seam in my driver's seat. The seam, the thread was starting to come apart. So I have waxed thread here. I have an curved upholstery needle to do that with. So those projects are the big ones on Chevy Tracker Travels right now because one, they're cheap to free, and two, they will be showy when I get to the event. So got to be careful with that. I have already asked my sticker guy if he has time to do stickers before the event. He said, yes, I'll get a hold of you next week. So he's always been good with me that I can pay him when I get around to it. So we'll get those ordered. And when I order them, I've got to have him redo my RTR oval RTR sticker because it got weathered and it's peeling off the car. I don't think he made that one for me. I think it's something I made on my own. And so I'll get him to do me a new RTR sticker. And I wanted to do I don't know, we'll work. So anyways, I'm working on stickers, and then stickers will be available around the event stuff. Okay. So let's say I'll have stickers at Overland Expo. And if you're coming, I cannot sell things at Overland Expo. I can show people that I'm on YouTube and they can come over and get things from there. So, so just know that once Expo shows up, so the middle of next month, about a month from now, then stickers and decal stickers will be available again. And so from that point forward, I'll try to keep stickers again. We'll try to be doing more videos. Okay. I see Iris saying gotta go. You guys, you love you, Iris. Bye. Um, uh, and then, so that Chevy Tracker travels for the moment. The engine seems to be running okay. I didn't check the very last, I've been to Sanders twice. And the very last time I came home, I have not checked the belt yet, but the belt was still tight. And with the new sensor in, my air conditioner's working. So we may be okay. Of course, I still have a little, the vehicle keeps breaking down anxiety stuff, but each time I successfully go somewhere, that eases up and I'm more at peace with my vehicle, as well as I trust it a little bit more. So that's important to our being able to do fun things. Okay. Check tires. Tires are fine. The neighbor that's coming Tuesday will take trash that needs to go that I don't burn. We'll be able to take trash. Okay. I'm getting some of my laundry done. I might lean on that neighbor a time or two more to use the washing machine. So that I don't have to go to Sanders and do a whole laundromat thing, which is hard. All the chemicals in laundromats are hard on my head. Anyway, but if I can lean on them a couple more times, and I might do that, then I can wash a couple of more, like my sleeping bag and stuff, so that things can be just a little more washed, and then I hang them on the line. And I'm noticing as I am seeing my face on the phone screen that this side of my face looks droopy, and I keep kind of biting my cheek. I hope that's not one of those weird MS things. It could be, though. We thought one year that I had a stroke, but it was the other side of my face. Okay. So it's not going to be that. Okay. But I've been struggling with a bunch of stuff. Okay. I guess we're getting ready to go into the finance and health thing. Drink a coffee. I told y'all, whoever is watching me drink coffee again, that's cold now. But I put kosher gelatin and MCT, powdered MCT oil in my cup. And I made the coffee from instant. I used a very little amount of instant coffee and a whole crap load of water. I mean, because it's instant coffee is supposed to be a teaspoon for every 8 ounces. Oh no, this is like a teaspoon for 16 or 20 ounces. So anyway, so let's go to finances. I am concerned about money because the 15th will be in a couple of days. I try to do heavy hitting expensive stuff at the first of the month. And by the 15th, I'm rechecking my balances to make sure that I can have groceries and gas to get through till the next month. And 2 months ago, I had a healthy emergency fund, but I've done a lot of work on my car and I've had to pay people. And I've had help, yes. I've had some donations that were extremely helpful. I have one person that has been here before years ago, but over the course of like 16 or 17 years, how many years has it been since 2011? Me and math. I'd have to do math. Anyway, I met that person in 2011, I think. Anyway, and over the years, they have donated and helped me many times. And I am so grateful for their generosity. And I'm not the only person they've ever helped. Um, and that's as much as I am able to say about that person. I promised not to say more than that. And then there's another person that prays for me often, is like, in quotes, is like a sister to me. And I say it that way because I don't do the sister thing. So it's like, like Framley. Okay, to me, Framley with an R in it, Framily, is friends like family. Okay, so Framley to me is this other person who prays for me constantly. And so sometimes I give her way too much detail than I think I should, but detail in prayer is extremely helpful. So, that person, and yes, it's a female, and yes, the other one was a male. I already said that, but we're going to leave it at that. Okay. Off and on blesses me in many different ways. And I was this season, spring, holy day, Passover season, I was blessed by another follower of the Great One with a financial donation. And that donation has allowed me to do something this morning, um, that I didn't realize I wanted or needed this morning. Checking my accounts. I rate this moment. Don't Right this moment, I don't have an emergency fund. I was hoping to put all the emergency money straight back into the account this month. But then the opportunity to help the neighbor M with the painting work project that will result in her starting a business came up, and I prayed about it and it seemed right. So I did that instead. So that emergency money will get back in there, and I foresee that happening by the end of the summer at least. Well, and by the end of the summer, I've got to have money for finishing the jaw tooth stuff because that's in October. Um, so I need to make some videos to make some money. Okay. But anyway, all this stuff is leading to, let's see. So financially, I'm not telling you how much money I have right this minute because it's kind of in a weird space. Okay. But, uh, but I'll make it, I'll squeak by this month with gas and groceries, even though I cleaned out my pantry and there's, for intents and purposes, there's not really any food here. I shouldn't say it like that. What I mean is, there's no extra food here. I'm good for a little bit. I'm good for a week. And there's some condiments. There's a little bit of charcoal for outside. I've got wood, so if I run out of charcoal, I can cook on wood. But I've got a little bit of my not denatured alcohol, my heat, ethanol heat, that I cook with. I've got 1 can of Sterno left. I try to have 4 or 5 cans of that around. I try to have 4 or 5 bottles of heat around. It's just the way it is right now. I try to have quite a bit, at least 10 pounds of charcoal around. It's kind of dwindling. Right now, I'll be okay, but it's kind of dwindling. Always have wood. I'm okay. Um, I have things like mustard that I'm safe with. I have olive oil. I have Tabasco sauce, which I can sometimes have. I have a small amount of apple cider vinegar. I have to watch that. I have to be really careful with it. I have 2 bottles of Pellegrino, the big bottles. I only do Pellegrino in glass. I'm so sensitive. We're borderlining now on headed toward the health information from the finance to the health, okay? And I've got things like um, I got a healthy amount of kosher gelatin, which is beef, by the way. It's grass fed and finished. I have MCT oil that's powdered. I just recently learned that some people who have extreme leaky gut, women with extreme leaky gut, tend to work better with MCT oil as a powder than as a liquid. I have that problem. I'm wiggling the phone. I'm sorry. I also have some coffee here, but I've been taking a break from it and I just learned something new about coffee. I want to come back to that before because I want to finish like the financial side, the budget side of my food and stuff like that. I have probably 6 cans of kipper herring here, but I had already ordered a week ago cans of tuna fish that are safe. And I love tuna fish. So I ordered some safe of that. I think it's 12 cans I ordered. So I'm getting close to, I probably could make it through the month if I'm only eating 1 can a day. Um, and then I have a few chlorella spirulina tablets. I'm taking those. Oh, I forgot. I don't know that I have a place I can make a note on while we're talking without getting rid of it. I do. Hang on. I can reach it. Um, I want to order next month. I'll order more spirulina and chlorella tablets together. But I want to get some nori because nori makes a good snack, and Wendy loves nori. I have some kelp here, sea vegetables. I don't have any trouble with them at all. I understand if you've got Hashimoto's, you got to be careful to not get too much iodine or something. So I don't. I'm just saying. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying I'm aware of that. So if you have Hashimoto's or something like that, just take what I'm saying and go research it for yourself. Don't get yourself in trouble. So I'm trying to think what else I have here. I have powdered coconut milk that I bought from a store while I was gone. I have, what else is in that drawer? Basket drawer. Um, oh, nutritional yeast that I'm okay with and I'll save for when I'm feeling better. And I have, there's something else in there. What else is in there? There's some extra salt in there. I don't remember what else, but I gave away everything else that I could possibly be allergic to here because I was struggling so much mentally and with how I was feeling with crap, if I don't have enough money for food and I got to buy more cat food now and I got to buy, and I got to take care of Wendy different. And I was starting to react to commercially raised chicken and turkey, which was kind of getting me by. So I decided to start doing some extra research, which you guys know, I just want to know. And I've been trying to do the research for a long time. And I was like, why is it getting worse instead of better? And I'm trying to go back carnivore, but that's not working either. And so it's like I was just like, okay, God. And I asked the friends that pray for me, I asked them to please pray for me to get some direction because I'm struggling big time and I can't figure out what to do. But I started just going slow with my turtle steps of, look, I don't get sick on an avocado. I can eat an avocado. I don't get sick on the canned fish. Let me do wild caught. Even even some of the tuna fish I had gotten recently was wild line caught. Like they fished for it. Um, I found it cheap. It's a thing. You can find it sometimes. So I was like, all right, I'll get more fish because I'm not getting sick on that. I'm doing fine with the spirulina, and something about the spirulina is helping me with my bathroom stuff. So I'll just keep it in. But something's happening that even the chicken that was commercial that I was eating, right? Um, I was like, I don't know what's happening, but the animals love the chicken. So I'll just finish up what I already bought and give it to the dog and the cat, and they'll be happy campers. And I'll just eat the other stuff. And then I bought some vegetables thinking if I've got to, I'll cook the vegetables to death until there's no you can't even tell what they are anymore. And I'll try to do that, but I'm so scared I'll have a bathroom problem. So that's kind of where I've been this week. As I went into, okay, let me make a good transition from the financial side and budget of my food budget for the month. So I need to have $15 to get to the closest grocery store, and I need to have 20, okay, wait a minute, $15 in gas to get to the closest grocery store, $20 in gas to go and come back from the St. John's grocery store, okay, or post office in order to pick up any orders I might have from Amazon, because I'm allergic to the store in St. John's. I'm allergic to what they sell in the store in St. John's that is the free drop off for UPS. So I am not able to go inside the store that some of the people in our area use to gather their packages from. It's a CBD store. I'm allergic to everything. I can't touch it. CBD, marijuana, all that stuff. I'm super allergic to that. And she also sells candles that have smells in them. I can't go in the store. I get near the door and I have trouble. And so I have an arrangement with UPS. They will bring, when it's delivered UPS, it comes to my house. When it's delivered USPS, it goes to the post office. If I can't get a contact to answer at the post office forgets that I don't normally come into St. John's. And so if they would put it in a locker at the post office, then my friends who go to church on Sunday would pick it up for me. But if it doesn't fit in the locker, then I have to make a trip down. So in my budget, I have to plan $15 to go to the close grocery store or $20 to go to St. John's to pick up Amazon stuff. That's just gas. Then the cost of the items themselves and whether they're available. So I have limited availability at the closest grocery store. There is no pastured eggs or pastured organic chicken or turkey or anything of that. There's no wild game. There's no clean wild caught fish in their freezer section like there is at a Walmart. It's like that for me, okay? So I'm limited what I can buy in those places for Lesa. But I can buy avocados, and this week avocados were all 79 cents a piece. So I bought 7 avocados. And so we'll talk about that again, okay? So now to switch from my food budget from finances over to health. So the finances, I figure with the donation I got to seasonal, like spring holy day Passover season donation I got, and the donation that I got that is a reimbursement for what I paid for the last repair for a mobile mechanic to come do my tracker. So that was a reimbursement thing. I have, I think, $200 for gas and groceries for the end of the month. That's it. Okay. That's not horrible. I don't mean that's it like it's horrible. I just mean that's where I'm standing right now. But because of that, okay, because of those donations, I have been doing some crazy amount of research. One, while I'm watching the cat and dog during the day, and if the wind is too much and it's not fun being outside because it's too much or it's raining or whatever, I've been doing research on the health issues. Okay. I need iodine in my body as well. I just saw this. Let me go back just a little bit. Oh, Jeremy's in. Hi, Jeremy. Welcome. I miss you, Jeremy. I miss seeing you. Beth saying with the thought emoji. Wait a minute. It's the $1 million. What was that movie? Interesting that powdered MCT oil works better for many women with extreme leaky gut. Beth, many women that I know with Hashimoto's thyroid have to avoid iodine in foods. I agree. That's why I'm saying, check your stuff, because I'm sharing information, but I'm not a medical. You do you. And then Bernie saying, wow, I need iodine, and I think she means in her body. No like chicken. Yes, I get you, but Bernie, pay attention to something that I just shared on a post, and I'm about to talk about it, okay? I've been having to have more greens. Me too. But I can't do more greens because I'm like, I test allergic to greens and lettuce and all kinds of stuff. I mean, crazy allergic to things. But I can do the sea vegetables. I can do the spirulina chlorella. And so I'm doing that. I can do the nori. I can do kelp. I have never tried sea moss, but I bet I could have it. Okay. So now we're switching over to the health side. So I've been so reactive to everything so much that it's like nauseating, annoying, beyond. I agree with all of you. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. Don't have a problem if you can help it, but how can you help it, right? I was given this, I don't know why. I'm so freaking allergic to the whole world. It's like so hard. And buying, I bought a 20-pound bag of rice that I thought I was safe with. I ate it 2 days in a row and was vomiting. And then I'm like, well, this other neighbor's been helping me so much. I'll give her the bag of rice because I don't want to vomit anymore. So I was like, do you want, me, I'm clean and neat. Would you like the open bag of rice? I can help you for helping me by giving you the rice if you would like it. Oh yeah, I'd love that. That would help so much. Of course I'm going to give it to him. Okay. So that's how I've dealt with a lot of this. Plus the fact that then it's no longer even an option at my house. So I don't have, am I going to have to eat the rice and throw up again because I'm hungry? It's not even, I don't have to keep it in my head. And then there was all the, well, how come when I was carnivore the first time, the lion diet stuff helped? And now I'm trying to do it again and I'm getting more sick than I was. Why? This doesn't make any sense. And I'm praying about it and I'm asking for prayers about it because it's like, yes, I paused. Hang on. I'm going to set you guys where it's safer. And now we're getting off onto the research and health thing I've been dealing with, okay? So, I mean, I really thought maybe only the fact that I had lost my job almost a year ago and that the car was a problem. I thought maybe that's what the depression was about. But it was getting worse. And I was like, how could it be getting worse? Oh my good Lord, what the? Wait a minute. Something was in the way and I was afraid that was going to fall off the table. Okay, so it was like, oh my goodness, how can it be worse than it was before? God, what? And then I come home and some animal has eaten every asparagus in the garden. My asparagus has been going great for a long time. And when I left out of here for Quartzsite, Ehrenberg to get the oil leak fixed on the tracker, there was asparagus sprouts coming up. Something ate them all. I dug down a little bit and I found that some of the roots are still there. Okay. I had baby beet greens, a whole bunch of them. I was home 2 days and some animal in the night ate them all. I was like, serious? I've got yarrow growing. I had a sprig, green sprig of rosemary growing. Something ate that. I was like, okay, God, well, all right. Well, whatever was in the garden, I'm not supposed to eat, huh? I mean, there comes a point where you start just going, okay, Creator, you know better than me. Deep breath, moving right along. So that's not an option today. Okay. So I've been researching like crazy. Some of the research, I went way back in my history and knowledge about natural health. And I went, okay, well, I mean, geez, even how long ago? I mean, I've even been allergic to peppermint tea again. Okay. Now, not in the last 2 weeks, but remember recently I said, I finally can have a little bit of peppermint tea, but I can't have much because it seemed like I could have 1 cup a week. If I had it more than that, I would be crazy nauseous. And the only thing I had different was the peppermint tea. And so I was like, well, that nausea is coming straight from the tea. So, okay, maybe I can have that much peppermint tea once a week. Okay? All right. I'm getting to it, guys. I really am getting to it. So, what I have in this cup is changing. Okay? Okay. Because I found something. So, along my research, okay, I watched a whole mess of videos all over again about carnivore, watched some of the things that I started off with, watched some of the people and doctors, and I've got one video I really need to share from. Just watch out for it in the next couple of days. I can't think of her name right now. It's not Dr. Boz. It's a different doctor. Wait a minute. She's not a doctor. Anyway, I can't think of her name right quick. She, which I've done biblically as well. And I'm so proud of her for the way that she explained it and put it out online, because it's not a popular thing, but I more or less agree with her. I may not agree with every what they say in biblical terms, every jot and tittle. It means every dot over an I or every comma or exclamation mark or whatever. That's what it means. I don't agree with every single point she makes perfectly the same as she does. I don't believe it exactly the same, but I love her perspective. I love what she put out, and I will promote it for her because I think it's a very good viewpoint. So that you'll be seeing that in the next couple of days. I was going to try to share it this morning, but something else came up and I didn't get it done. So moving right along. So, like I said, I went back and I listened to, Dr. Boz's stuff again. Dr. Boz's family lives in, I can't remember if it's the UP, Upper Peninsula of the Great Lakes, or if it's in Alaska. I forgot. But her family, that's where she grew up. She's in Florida now. But they only have grocery stores like I have that is a long way from nowhere. It's expensive and they can eat sardines, but you can hardly buy anything else in the grocery store. So it's a situation like that. So her information is excellent. But it was like I'm just checking in with people I listened to before and biblical stuff, and dug out the books I've got here and about teas and whatever else. Okay. So and I've always loved Dr. Gundry's stuff. Okay, here's where we're going. Because Dr. Gundry and I clicked on the lectin thing. Lectin. Lectin. I realized years ago that I really react to lectins. I couldn't tell if I was allergic or sensitive or what. It was through his research that I found a place where I could settle before I went lion diet, Lion, that is the strictest form of carnivore there is. And you guys know the story from there if you know me. So, as I'm researching, I'm learning about Dr. Gundry's new book. Because of the donation that was made to me and the fact that I'm around $200 in the grocery department, food department, I took out of that $200 and ordered his new book. Because of the fact that I had just ordered something I'd forgotten in the last few hours, I was only able on a flash deal that came up as soon as I made the order or whatever. I was able to get the book cheaper to get it in a hard copy. I hardly ever do that. I try to buy books in paperback, but I want the book here now. Okay? So I ordered the book. I found something this morning. Now, I found it late last night, but I got tired and I didn't finish watching the video. And so I watched it when I first woke up about 7 o'clock this morning. Well, I might have woke up before that, but you get my drift. And I think I'm onto something. And it's through Dr. Gundry and the blessing of knowing that he's out there in the world. I'm pretty certain that I can't afford to work with Dr. Gundry, but boy, would I love to. I've already researched a bunch of other people because I thought about paying somebody. But when I found out that they all were like $1,500 a month, I came down to somebody that was $300 a month. And I was like, well, if I could afford it, but I got to do my teeth first. And so I was like, I've been at that stage in the last couple of months of if I've got to, I'm going to pay somebody to help me because I'm 67. I can't keep doing this. I'm tired. And sometimes my brain doesn't work good. And I just can't keep, I'm tired. I hope you get that. Okay. So, okay. But because of the blessing, I felt like out of the last $200 for groceries this month, I could spend the money to buy the book. I was able to get it for $18 on sale. I think it was $18 in a hard copy. Anyway, so that should be here. Should. It says it's going to be here Tuesday. So should be. I may have to go to town Tuesday or Wednesday this week. Not that I'm telling people when I'm not going to be home. Anyway, yes, I mumbled that. But anyway, so I bought the new book. So if you can't afford the book, maybe check a library, or I mean, I would have done that, but it's so far from me to go to the library or whatever. And I want the information here. I'd been hunting for 2026 information from Dr. Gundry because his lectin stuff always helped me. And so not only his, but other people's stuff. And I found, I think it was 3 or 4 days ago, he released a new post from a podcast, and he released it first on his podcast on his website, then on YouTube. Once it was on YouTube, that's what I was able to share this morning in a post on my site. Okay? If you have any issues, watch that first. Talk to me about it, whatever we got to do. We can do community posts back and forth out there, by the way. He has worked with many people that are super sensitive. What just got me like on board bigger time was he was saying, look, we know ginger is good for people, but my people with the worst cases of leaky gut that I've ever seen, they can't do ginger. I was like, well, I can't do ginger either, but I've never met anybody else. They can't do cayenne pepper. They can't do all these things I can't do. And I started going, wait a minute. He's ticking off the list of stuff I'm like super allergic to that will put me in the hospital because it's happened before. Okay? But I didn't know anybody else like me. So he's saying, you might have this problem, but you probably don't have this one. But my really worst cases have this, and they're all things I have. And I went, whoa, okay. So, Dr. Gundry has just started in the last like 4 days releasing information out of his latest book, which came out in the end of 2025. It's called The Gut Paradox or something. Oh, I may not have the title quite right. Beth, can you share that book title or link? So that's the book I bought this morning. I should have it by midweek. But in the little blips post of information, blog post on his website, and podcasts. And the podcast that I found, I went to drgundry.com, not the other websites, and found the podcast and found it that way, okay? And it wasn't out on YouTube yet, okay? So, but in the last 4 days, he's starting to share his chicken and the sea, as in ocean, reset information. And what he's saying is that there, for 6 to 8 weeks, there's a process of healing your gut generally in 6 to 8 weeks, by eating a very limited supply of, or limited amount of foods and not vegetables. And then after 6 to 8 weeks, you cook vegetables to death. And he said sometimes you even then blend them. And then you reintroduce very carefully, one thing at a time, and find the foods that work for you, not for everybody. Because each person is an individual and you got to do that. And I'm like, okay, but I'm aiming toward that because I already was being led that direction on my own. In the last 2 weeks, I had been eating commercial chicken. I've told you some of this already today, but I was eating commercial chicken and commercial turkey, and I was doing better, but not perfect. And I had already cut out some other things. It was like, butter bothers me. Okay, so I'm not eating butter. Okay. Then this other thing is, okay, so I'm not eating that anymore. But then the commercial chicken was starting to bother me. In his new Chicken and the Sea information, he's saying eat canned or fresh, wild caught fish, or pastured eggs if, well, he's saying not eggs. Let me erase that. Not eggs. Pastured chicken and turkey. And if you can buy it from the farmer, Dan is the only one in the country that's doing lectin free chicken and turkey. And so he's saying stick to this with this oil from Korea. This one oil, Perea oil, Pirilla oil. I ordered that when I ordered the book, okay? The Perea oil coats the lining of your intestine and all your gut, so your stomach and gut stuff, so that the microscopic or little chunky pieces of poop don't permeate the leaky gut and go into your body. That's the thing that makes the leaky gut make you so sick and allergic and sensitive to everything. So this oil, he said, during this 6 to 8 weeks, don't use olive oil. I went, whoa, all right, buying that and buying the book. End of story. Let's see what happens. I'll be the guinea pig if you're not ready, okay? But I bought it already. It'll be here midweek. I'm trying it because I have been so freaking sick. Plus, I will probably get a hold of Dr. Gundry's office. I would love to figure out a way. I don't know if it's possible, but I have a YouTube presence, so maybe it's possible. I would love to have a way to kind of do an interview thing, live chat with him. If I could finagle a way to do it, I would so do it, or something, and see if we can't get, even if I can get a little personal stuff for myself, but help you guys at the same time. I would so do this because, but I bought the oil and the book. Okay, so it's on its way. Maybe this stuff isn't interesting to you guys, but maybe it is, because he also said, make sure that you're getting iodized salt and some electrolytes. I'm going to use the electrolytes that I bought that are the kind that go in the first aid kits. Remember the little tablets I got that are in little individual packs? They're the cleanest. I'm using those. And I ordered Greek iodized sea salt because it was the cheapest $6 sea salt I could get with iodine. Because I'm aware with Hashimoto's, people got to be careful. I haven't been diagnosed with Hashimoto's. I haven't seen a problem, but I'm going to try it. So for me, I'll try it, and I don't have trouble with the sea vegetables. So I hope I'm making sense. Yes, I'm a little excited about the prospect. I hope I don't get my hopes dashed, because disappointment is so hard. And some of disappointment being hard comes from my past childhood trauma stuff, but also from a lifelong thing of people saying they were going to do stuff and not doing it, and me having to put up with it. So, okay, I'm going to go back and check your messages, because one, I need a break. Two, I want to make sure that I'm helping you along the path as I'm not saying this is for everybody, but I'm saying this is so much closer to an answer for why things are happening to me the way they are right now. Now, between today and what's coming in the mail midweek, well, in the mail, yeah, in the mail because it's USPS, but from Amazon midweek, I have enough kippered herring and it's wild caught. Um, I have some things. I bought a red cabbage. I did buy a small one. I might just make some sauerkraut with it and fresh sauerkraut and let it ferment and watch it carefully. It's not too hot out right now. I probably could do that and let it be okay. But so that I can use it in the next few weeks coming up or something, but I'll have to protect it in a cool space. Now, I happen to have a cooler full of ice with only six avocados in the drawer. I mean, it's like, why do I have so much ice right now when I have nothing in there? It's okay, sometimes this stuff happens. But I could put a fresh sauerkraut in the cooler with ice and it'll turn into sauerkraut really slowly. But okay, let me go check what you guys are saying so I can help you out too. All right. Okay, I read that one from Bernie about I need iodine and don't like chicken. Totally understand. But I understand I think I need iodine as well. Now, my tests are old now, but I'm not going for new tests because every time I get near a doctor, they want to poke and prod and take 6 months to do things. Yes, I have a good doctor in St. John's. If I asked him, he would order any test and I could go straight down and get it done. And within 2 weeks, I'd have the answer. But unless it's necessary, why do it? I know what's going on with me. I've been watching me my whole life. So for right now, that's how I feel about it. I could change my mind. I reserve the right to be a human being and a female, and I reserve the right to change my mind at any time. Okay. Okay, Bernie. Oh, she must have said something ahead of the cues. It's amazing how Creator Yahweh made us so different. Do well by eating by my blood type. You do well doing you. Pray. Yes. And that's what I'm saying. You do what's best for you. Don't do what I'm doing just because I'm doing it. I mean, if it resonates with you or you want to see how it's doing for me and maybe take some notes about how I turtle step my way through crap, I've had another problem again or whatever, great. If it helps you, that's wonderful. All I want to be must and share it openly. So here we are. And you do you. You take, as in the AA programs talk about it, take what you need and leave the rest. Okay? I mean, seriously, I'm not trying to tell you what to do at all. I just know I get frustrated and then maybe I won't talk to a friend for a while because I don't have the answer or my brain hurts or your way of going out, whatever. I'm thinking of one person that's a family member. It's like their way of talking of, you do you, but I can't I can't eat lentils like you do. I love lentil soup. I can't do lentils. I not only will I be vomiting, but within one spoon in my mouth, within 10 minutes, I'm in the bathroom for the next 3 hours, having explosive diarrhea. That's not normal. So you enjoy your lentils, and I'll give my new bag of lentils to somebody who needs some food this month. And I'll
find another way because it's where I've been led. And when the time comes that maybe I get healed enough that I can have lentils again, I'll enjoy them because I used to love them. Okay, let me go back. So, yeah, I read what Bernie said. Um, and then Bernie again said, "Man, I know your dilemma. That's how I was since 30s. So take week by week, not and not buy a lot." Yes. And I've been trying to do that. Remember, when I'm home at the cabin, it costs money to go to the closest grocery store, and that's an half hour that direction north, half hour, well, it's out, sometimes more depending on the weather, and a half hour back. So that's an hour and $15 in gas today because gas was over $4 a gallon. Okay. And if I go the other direction, I'm really limited on what I can choose in St. John's. That's 45 minutes to an hour and $20 in gas. Okay. And so I'm better off if I've got to go to St. John's, I'm better off just ordering from Amazon and picking up an Amazon order, which is something I can choose better what I'm going to have. Okay. So that's some of those. And if I want to go to Walmart, it's it's about 2 hours to Walmart. So why go? Anyway. And yes, because of the time, the gas money, and all of that, I really do have to choose wisely and not buy much. But when I learned I was doing so good with the fish, that's when you guys know I was like staying in the tent, getting the car worked on down in Portside, Ehrenberg, and I started just buying fish like crazy. And it was like, there were days when it was like I would eat 1 can of mackerel and I would wait, I would fast the next day, then I would eat 1 can of mackerel, then I would eat 2 cans of mackerel, and then I would fast again because it was like I can't seem to eat anything else. I don't have a way to get to a grocery store, and I've got 12 cans of mackerel and they've got to last me until the car's either fixed or somebody can take me to the store. And there's nobody around me with it that can go. So it was sort of like maneuvering. And so I would just turtle step because turtle steps are smaller than baby steps because baby steps are way too big sometimes. So, yeah. Um, and then Beth said, crazy is right. Peppermint is supposed to suppress nausea. Yes. But Beth, on the peppermint tea thing, in the video that I shared this morning from Dr. Gundry, he shared where you think peppermint tea is good for you, but you've got to do it in very small amounts and maybe only once every 2 or 3 weeks because my people with extreme leaky gut can't do peppermint tea. Oh, I'm not so. I thought I was the only one. I'm not the only one, but those other poor people. Oh, pray for all those other poor people that have had what I've had. This is not fun. So it's not just me. I was like, okay. And then, okay. Then Bernie said, oh, yes, Beth, for me worked great. Okay. And then she shared the book. Okay. And then Bernie saying, yes, so true, Lesa. Our bodies are so different. Favor is upon you from Yahweh, guiding your spirit. I can't see. I think it's claps and prayer that she sent me. And I feel the same way. I feel like I was being led a direction, and then Dr. Gundry's stuff came in and just shone a light where I'm being led, as if to say, look, girl, you're getting it. You're going to be okay. Here's some help. Here's some help from Dr. G. I said G. Dr. G, and don't give up. You're okay. You're gonna be okay. I'm like, so okay. The next one is, and yes, I just got a message from somebody here on the phone. Go ding ding. That's another person that's been watching Dr. Gundry, has had severe leaky gut for years, thought they had theirs solved doing it a certain way. They've never heard of Dr. Gundry's new info that he just released in the last 4 days. It's not, it's new from the book, but it hadn't been released for free to the rest of us until just the last 4 days, as far as I can tell. So that person is, what? From Dr. G? I don't know this. I was like, yeah. And so I'll get back with them later. Bernie's saying, yes, lectin, I'd get seizures, and there's so much with lectins. There are. It's all legumes, including peanuts. It's all okay, back to legumes, including green beans, peanuts, peas, green peas. Oh, just the list is incredible. Okay, the list is incredible. Nightshades, which is potatoes, and okay, my brain is just doing a thing. But nightshades, so potatoes and stuff like that. Not sweet potatoes, not green bananas or green plantains, which I had a lot of. I used to make my own green banana flour when I lived in Central America. Okay. You would just peel the green bananas or the green plantains, lay them on the scene, tin roofing on the ground, let them dry out, and then smash them into a powder. And that's what I used to cook with and stuff. That, cassava, but cassava, if you're not careful, you can gain weight, right? There's some things like that. So anyway, but this perilla oil, that's new to me, and it's worth, I don't know how much I just paid for it. Did you share the perilla oil yet, Beth? But the perilla oil I bought this morning, I think I spent around $20 on it. So out of that 200, I spent some money on the book and the oil, because if that oil's going to coat the leaky gut to help, oh yeah, let's do it. So, okay. Just so different. Lectin used to get seizures. Yeah. See, and the lectins are in what we eat. The thing that what we ate affects us just as much as the thing we ate. So that's what I always knew. That's why I couldn't eat eggs. And Dr. Gundry's like, yep, on this 6 to 8 week thing, the chicken and sea thing, he said, no eggs. I don't care, not in pasture. Afterwards, you can test them, but because what the chicken eats, because it's not a ruminant stomach, like it only has the gizzard and the one stomach, if they ate any grains at all, their egg has lectins in them. And many people with leaky gut are like me. Put a forkful in, throw it up. So why do it? And I'm so blessed to not, no offense, Bernie, you know I love you, but I'm so blessed to not have the seizures, but I have stuff. So, yes, I clicked with Dr. Gundry talking about lectins. Yeah, please share that extra link, Beth, for the perilla oil from Amazon. I think that's important too. Beth says, I always intended to ask my uncle and cousin about Dr. Gundry because they're both heart specialists and would know about his credibility. Yeah, you know what? At this stage of the game, I don't care about his credibility anymore. He hit all, he ticks all the boxes of stuff I've experienced. Bernie, did your doctor do a full blown allergy test? Yes. Remember, my full blown allergy test put me in the hospital. Remember? That was that a year ago or a year and a half? I don't remember. Maybe it's 2 years now. I know that's what got me on the right path. Just wondering. Oh, mine, an allergy test is not supposed to put you in the hospital. It put me in the hospital. It was bad. That's the last one I had. And then I was on steroids for 2 weeks. So, not fun. I see Bernie saying she's excited for me. Bernie's saying, it's all great information. Thumbs up and thank you. Thank you for understanding as well. Thank you for sharing, Beth. Thanks for sharing the perilla oil. Remonster, on my channel, we do 3 uppercase Qs so I can see your message and read it. But I caught the word Kayeen, so I'm going to talk about it. I react very similarly to you with Kayeen. Watery bowels, aggressive fistula, and hemorrhoids. Well, first off, I sneeze and get itchy all up in the eyes, just like an allergy attack. Then I can feel my glands swelling in my throat. And then I get explosive diarrhea, and it can last days. So you're not the only one that has a cayenne problem. And Dr. Gundry did mention it. I can't remember if it's in the post I shared this morning or in a different post, but he did share that his patients with the worst leaky gut all have trouble with cayenne pepper. Bernie, yes, so true. You know what's wrong with you. Doctors don't feel what you feel. I've done same and did try your ways, and quite a lot worked. I'm just saying, my process seems to be a gift from the great creator. And it's the process that makes more sense to me than the details when I'm sharing with somebody else, because you're going to feel different from me. You might not vomit when you eat an egg. You might not. Okay, this person that texted me and I spoke about earlier, that I'll talk to after the live, that person can't do YouTube because of the way they do their internet. So that person told me a few days ago, I bought some celery because there was just not hardly anything I could eat. And I was like, I don't know, but the last time I tried celery, I could eat it and I didn't get sick. So I'm buying celery because I don't know what else to buy. And it was 97 cents for a big stalk of celery, a big thing of celery. So, and I told that person about it and they were like, oh no, celery's horrible. And I went, what do you mean? For me, it wasn't horrible. And they were like, it has so many oxalates. And I was like, well, I did some research and very little lectin and very little oxalates. And he said, well, for me, celery put me over the edge and I couldn't think. And I forgot what he said. He builds, I think he said he builds kidney stones really easily and something else. And for him, celery was a bad food. And, a no-go food. And I was like, wow, cool, weird, cool, right? And don't eat celery, but I got celery because I knew I was safe enough. And so like yesterday, I just get a bunch of celery because I was hungry. So And I'll probably give it up for 6 to 8 weeks and see how I heal up. So, okay. And then Bernie said, yes, I had familia, so family did the same to me. That's why I keep quiet with them. Yeah, me too. Somebody without question, without uppercase Q's, said something about ivermectin. I won't try it. My reasoning for not trying ivermectin is because of the company that produces it. And I've already had bad reactions to medications that are produced in factories or foods that have touched machines. So, in a general sense, I try to stay away from anything that went through a machine. Now, I'm not perfect with that. I'm a human being, okay? But back when I hiked on the Appalachian Trail in 2011, was when I realized every time I had a piece of food that went across the machine, I was having a problem. I was like, this sucks. So I started just eating whole foods. Well, I mean, I'd been eating whole foods before that, but it was like that was the nail in the coffin because either that or I had to go back to Central America where the neighbors were growing the food because something was wrong. Yeah. That's my answer, Kate. And um, so Bernie, oh my, so true about Amazon as well. And then Beth saying, between distance and gas costs, buying too many groceries too far ahead could be a disaster. Exactly. If you suddenly can't eat something that was working, but then it stops and your system rebels. That's the problem I've had for years. And that's why it's like I'm back and forth between, well, I tried that and then I bought this because I thought I was okay. And now it's not working again. And now I got to give it all. And in my book, it's like, if it's not working, why am I keeping it? So I'm giving it all away again. Now, I've been able to bless people by giving it away. But I can't keep doing that. It's not a good stewardship of the money I've been given or the opportunities I've been given to continue a pattern of buy, it doesn't work, give it away, buy, it doesn't work, give it away. So I'm hopefully in a different space. So, but yes, that's what I'm talking about, Beth. Exactly, Beth. Interesting. Natural dog foods all include peas, potatoes, green beans. They do. Often, I have found instinct dry, freeze dried, or air dried, no, air dried, instinct air dried, fully raw dog food. Wendy's small enough. Let me repeat that. Because Wendy is small enough. The amount of food Wendy eats is a small amount on a daily basis. In the future, starting next month, that's what I will be buying for Wendy. Fully raw, air dried. She tried and loved the Pollock version, and she tried and loved the chicken version. I'm not sure about doing the chicken. And there was another one she liked because we had the opportunity to be around some people who had some. So she was able to try it and she loved it. Plus the fact that she loves spirulina, chlorella, nori. So I will be switching Wendy's food. Next month is my goal for her. The cats and kittens, they will get supplemented with a Purina brand food as they're encouraged to kill mice and rats here. That's what they're for. So, okay. Um, Beth, I refuse to feed chicken to my dogs and cats because I can't control what they've eaten. This year, I'm raising my own chickens for meat. Yes. And I found that, remember when I was trying to raise chickens here and stuff like that? I'm not ready to do that process again. Okay, it's an awful lot of work. But I just learned that if you only feed them worms and bugs, sometimes you can get an egg you can actually eat. But I'm not ready for that. And I don't want to do it today. Um, I won't buy eggs from my neighbors because they all feed their chickens grain. Well, I'm not going to do, I mean, I already have too much trouble with eggs. And a chicken, I think for me being so sensitive, the only way I could justify eating chicken or turkey is to find this farmer Dan online and try to get some of his. I think I would aim for trying to get him to send me frozen chicken livers or turkey livers. And then I would make a chicken and turkey pate, which I know how to make well. I like it. And I could keep in the root cellar when I get the root cellar built. Okay. So in a seasonal sense, you can keep that. Well, if the temperature stays, that's where I'm aiming. And even though I just mentioned that Wendy had tried the Instinct chicken, I'm not going to be buying her the chicken brand because they say they get it from a good source, but I don't know what their source is. And I don't want to do that to Wendy either. Too many pets are allergic to chicken. So we're not doing that. Anyway, so I agree with you, Beth. Bernie, so sorry, Lesa. Beth reminded me. It's all good. Uh, uh, Bernie, yay, Wendy up there with you. Yeah. Well, I want her to stay healthy as long as she can. Is this Beth again? Yeah, Beth. Um, I tried the Instinct for my cats. I got turkey and rabbit. They won't eat it. Got you. But I'm not going to give that to my cats. I'm just going to supplement with Purina and let them catch the mice and rats and rabbits out here. When you switch Wendy's. Yeah, Kate, could you use 3 uppercase Q's, please? Yes, I know about doing it gradually. And I mean, she's struggling right now because since we came home, and since the kittens were born, I've had to change her food a number of times. Well, I'm saying change it. I have some old dry Purina dog food here that I bought to put in storage in case the shit hit the fan, whatever they say, right? In case the apocalypse came and she needed to eat and I didn't have anything, right? And I had to dig it out and she's had to eat some of it. And I've mixed it with that commercial chicken I had. I've mixed it with other stuff. And this week, because I wasn't able to buy any more anything special, she hasn't had her duck jerky, which, by the way, the duck jerky I was buying for her was coming from Ohio, a farmer in Ohio. Um, but I haven't had that in 2 weeks. So she hasn't had any, maybe since last week. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe since last week. But anyway, I bought 1 can of Purina turkey venison Purina 1, but the wet food that I'm mixing with the dry food for her right now. She just has to eat it. It's what's happening. Um, and for the moment, by the time we get to next month, she'll be all right. She's had the good food before. We know she's all right. Anyway, let me get back here. Um, Bernie saying, can you eat beef hearts and liver? Um, I have had them. Remember, I ordered the pluck seasoning. I have that here. It's beef heart and liver ground up with some spices. The original flavor is only the liver, and I've only opened the one packet. I've been sprinkling it on some of my food lately. Um, I had freeze dried beef liver before and ate it just as a snack, but I'll probably do this chicken and seafood thing for 6 to 8 weeks with the perilla oil to see what can happen. I won't eat it during that time. The problem with me buying beef heart or liver in my current situation at the cabin is without refrigeration, I can't buy just one piece. I have to buy a whole package with like 5 or 6 pieces in it, and I can't eat it fast enough. And if I don't have enough ice or anything, I don't really have a way to preserve it. So it doesn't make sense for me to buy it under the circumstances. So it's a thing. I'm not saying I'll never be able to, but I'm probably take a break for a minute. Okay, I don't see any more Q comments. We've gone quite a bit today. We're almost at 3 hours. I know it's a long one, but there's been a lot happen, and I'm really glad that you guys were letting me talk about my issues and the health stuff. And if you stayed for that, thank you so much for being here for so much. But um, I'm sure I'll survive. I'm 67, and my pets are doing wonderful. Oh, that's getting gross. My pets are doing wonderful, and we'll do the best. I'll do the best that I can with what I have and with the knowledge and skills that I'm given along the way. That's what we do. So, guys, as you go along this week, pray for each other, pray for the powers that be in the world. Our world's kind of crazy. Pray for the crazy. Um, please continue to pray for me as well. Pray for the family of 7 that lost their home and have restarted. Please pray for who asked for prayers earlier. Pray for James and his safety as he's driving these roads. Drivers have become something. Pray for Bernie and her health issues. Continue to pray for Leanna and her continued increase in her health and peace. Pray for her neighbors that help her so much. I'll leave it at that and not use names right now. Pray for another 2 of my female friends here in this area who have been crazy blessed this spring with lots of baby goats being born, because that has changed their everyday life with lots of goats to take care of. I continue to pray for Matt as he tries to figure out his role in our community in this area. Pray for my friend Eddie, who can't see the videos because of the choice of the way he does internet, but continue to pray for his health and safety, and for he's hunting for a job. He would rather not be on the East Coast, but he needs work. And his sister had MS and passed away. He has leaky gut issues that were as bad as mine. Um, let's see. Also, continue to pray for G. It appears that G's dog might have gotten attacked by another dog, but I don't know the story. I haven't talked to G in a minute. G was on his way to Utah. I don't know what happened with his. I need to find out. Continue to pray for Homer and Karen. Who else is on the list? Pray for Tina, my friend in Quartzsite. She's staying in the heat, and she just lost some of her shade due to landscaping, trimming the palm trees near her place. Pray for my friends Dan and Brenda, who lost their new camper to a fire in Quartzsite at 88 Shades RV Park. Who else? Can't think of anything else really quickly. Anybody I forgot, but pray for each other, and pray for, the continued health of my cat and kittens. That may seem minor, but it's important to me. Bless all the people who are helping me and all the people that help you. And y'all have a wonderful week. We'll come back here next Sunday, God willing, and the creek don't rise. Also, most Sundays, I'm here at 9:30 a.m. Arizona time. Adjust that for y'all. Wherever you're watching from will be a different time than me. And until we see you next time, same bat time, same bat channel. Y'all have a great week. Ciao. I got one I didn't read. Oh, wait a minute. 2. That's why I wish I was close enough. This is Beth. Close enough to freeze dry stuff for you, seal it in a jar, or oxygen absorber in a bag that lasts for years. Yeah, I know. Bernie, thank you. And definitely your all over journey is well received with great information. Any more cues? I don't see any more cues. Y'all have a great week. Ciao.